Write the quadratic function that passes through the given points, roots 1, 0 and -5, 0, and the point 2, 7. Since we are working with roots, it would be best if we use the factored form of a quadratic equation, plug in the numbers that we need, and we can start building our function like that. Think about the formula for factored form. It looks something like this: x minus r1, x minus r2. R1 and R2 are referring to the roots of the equation. They give us those in this information. So we're going to say R1 and R2 are for these two numbers, 1 and -5. The zeros do not matter as far as plugging something in. The zeros are just what make the 1 and -5 a root. If there's anything other than 0, they're not considered roots. The point is any random xy point. They gave us 2, 7 for this point, so we're going to plug in 2 and 7 for x and y respectively. We're going to plug in r1 and r2. The only letter we don't have is a. We're going to have to solve for that so we can make our function at the end. Our equation starts out with y equals, so I'm going to put a 7 equals a, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of this stuff right here. Remember that the formula has minuses in it, so when we're plugging numbers in, we could end up with a double negative situation. Let's see if that happens. X's are worth 2. I'll put those in. R1 is worth 1. R2 is worth -5. Okay, we do have a double negative right there. So do watch out for that as we're cleaning this work up. We got a big mess over on the right-hand side where the a is at. We got two parentheses that we need to simplify. And we can do these by hand pretty easily. 2 minus 1 would be 1. 2 minus -5 would be 7. So I cleaned up just the numbers that are inside the parentheses. And if you look at, we have a times 1 times 7. I could put the times 1 times 7 together and just simply say 7 equals a times 7. 1 times 7 makes the 7. And if I divide that 7 away from the a, I'm going to end up with a equals 1. Now, we were not supposed to stop at a equals 1. It says write a function. We need to write a y equals equation with that a number put in it. So I'm going to write my factored form once more, but this time I'm going to put my a, r1, and r2 values to make it an actual equation. So it looks like this. Y equals a is 1 in this case because we solved it. X minus r1 was 1. X minus r2 was -5. And instead of putting -5 minus -5, let's go ahead and swap it at this point and say minus -5 is really +5. That looks much nicer that way. There is our final function that passes through that given information.